I'm going to have a look at what I place as my number 3 knife in the like super cheap bargain all around kind of like belt knives or like duty knives, whatever you want to call them. The same category of knife as my other two. I did like my first place and my second choice, and this is my third choice. I did the same exact testing with this one as I did with the other two, but I didn't include the I didn't take any footage of what I did because it's basically the same as the others, but this one kind of just performed worse than the others. Like all 3 knives were like they were good. Like the first knife I did, which was the buck knife copy, that I think it was the Buck Vanguard. It was good because of its price range was so super cheap. It did a perfectly adequate, good job, and it was very comfortable, that knife. And also, like I say, the cheapness of a knife, you couldn't compare. Then the second knife I did, which was my pick as the best one, which was that it was like a Swedish knife, and I think it was called the Folkneven knife or something like that. And that knife to me was absolute chopper, and that was my personal pick, which it was like a little bit more expensive than the buck knife. Now this knife here is actually more expensive than the other two. It seems to retail, like if the buck knife, if you said retailed for about $10, because you can find it under $10 if you look, then the other knife went for about $15, $16. This goes for like $17 to $20 range that I've seen. All of them can be found cheaper if you look for deals and coupons and things. But I didn't find that. This is the reason why I put it at the bottom, because this thing does not do anything that the other it didn't do anything better than the other knives. It actually performed the worst. It did pass the test, I'll say, but this is what it is here, which is the SOG field knife. They don't refer to it, I don't believe they refer to it that on the, like on AliExpress where this comes from. It, you can see our packaging. It comes in its blister packaging and gives you some info here, and like it says our blade steel is 7CR17, which is perfectly fine, but the reason this didn't do so good was, it's just a little bit lighter than the other two. The knife that I picked, the Swedish one, was just heavier. It was just like a chunk of metal that had been flat ground, and it was just amazing. But we'll go over this knife just so you can see it. It has the really beautiful handle. Well, I should just look at the sheath first. You get this pretty good sheath. Like, it's pretty nice. The clip on it is actually really good for once. Like, this will actually go on your belt and actually stay there for a while anyways. Like, I don't know how long it will last, this retention, but it is very tough. So this sheath is definitely a plus. Like, that clip there is actually totally functional. Like, it's a good clip. And it also retains the knife pretty good. I would say it retains it enough. Like, it's quite tight when you get it in there. And then it has this, which isn't a big deal to me. Like, I mean, if you want it, fine, it's there. You know, it doesn't bother me that it's there one way or the other. And anyway, so we'll pop this out. And this is, as far as I can tell, plastic. It's not Kydex. Doesn't really matter. So we'll put that aside. And so here's our knife, which is our SOG field knife, like it says. And then you have the like the hollow grind here, and you know, it's pretty good. Like, the edge on it, it's a really good edge. It's sharp out of box. And well, I guess I'll move on to the like, it's got the jimping there, which is really nice. And the handle, it's like a hard rubber, but you could tell it's rubber when you feel it. I like that it's got the embossed SOG on there. It looks real. This is the best looking, I would say, of the 3 knives. And then it's quite comfortable in the hand, the way you hold it. And the jimping here, perfect handle for my hand anyways. If you had a bigger hand, I don't know if you would like this so much. And then it's got a lanyard hole, and then the little, whatever you want to call that. You could call it the skull crusher, or it's basically just a hammer bottom, really. So we'll flip it around. You don't got anything written on here like for the steel, but it is actually fairly light, and the angle of the blade and everything, like for a small knife like this, it passed all the tests. It did them, but it did them like it took a lot longer to do them, and like honestly, I would take the buck. Like I would take the buck over this thing. Even this thing being full tang, I would still take the buck because I think it did a better job, and I think it actually sharpens a little better. Also, the handle was a little more comfortable, and I would say it was a little more universal. This, like, because it fits my hand, knowing my hand, it probably wouldn't fit too many other hands just perfect. And I'm not bashing this knife too much, I hope, like, because all I'm kind of going off of is comparing it to those other two knives. If you had this knife, this was the first one you got, and you'd be fine with it. It's not a big deal. It's that the fact that it comes in at the most expensive of the three knives, and it being as light as the blade is. Like I should measure the thicknesses of each one, and see, like, it's strong enough, but it just when it comes to the chopping, you can't get enough force to get in. Like when it hits, it just like you have to give it so many more extra chops to actually get through something. Like I just noticed too, like it's got almost like a little recurve in the blade here too, which I don't know, that it might be more of a cutter than a chopper. The other blades, I think. I think the buck knife, if you want to spend the minimum you could, the buck knife is the way to go. But the other knife is just such a tank that the Fulton knife was, that thing, like I say, was my personal pick. I would stick with that one. If you want to go with something that looks a little nicer, more of an American design knife like this, I think it's okay, but it'll get the job done, but you'll pay a little bit more, and I mean, basically you're paying it a little bit more because it looks a little cooler. You can't go wrong with any of the three knives. I guess I should have brought the other two out here so you can compare them, but this is my third place pick, but it is not, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It just fits the third place. So other than that, thank you for watching.